All right, Falcons family, my fellow Falcons, it is the Vanilla Falcon back for the first time in 2018. I'm not just in Facebook anymore. I'm now doing this straight to YouTube, and this one's just off the cuff. Just want to get it out there about that big win today on my birthday against Carolina. There's a lot of people in Atlanta that I'm sure are not as happy this week as they were last week. And why, Vanilla Falcon, do you say that people in Atlanta were happy about last week? That's because Matt Ryan had a bad game last week. Had a terrible game last week. I know it doesn't make sense that people in Atlanta would be happy about that. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to you. And yet here we are. So today there are people who can't even completely celebrate the win because Matt Ryan had a great game, and they want to do everything they can to marginalize it, just like they continue to try to marginalize his MVP season, just like they try to continue to ignore the facts of how bad the wide receivers were last year. You can look at it happened again today. Matt Ryan with another interception that was not his fault. Now, last week, yes, that one was his fault. We're not talking about last week. We're talking about this week. And this week, he had another not-at-fault pick, which, to be fair, not only did Hooper make a mistake on, that was one of 3 passes to Julio I saw where Julio was not going full speed at the end of his route. And I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of Julio's fans whose feelings I'm going to hurt saying that. I'm a Julio fan myself, but what is. We can't deny it. We can't argue with it. There was a lack of effort on some plays today. There was a ton of effort on some plays today, too. So I'm not saying he had a terrible game by any stretch of the imagination, but on a couple of plays, he wasn't where he needed to be, moving at the speed he needed to move at. Just like people like myself who love Matt Ryan cannot say anything about the way he played last week. There's no defending it. Sometimes shit just happens. Today, Matt Ryan had a fantastic game. He was on fire. Just absolutely on fire. There should be nobody in Atlanta complaining about it, but there will be. People trying to marginalize it, try to mitigate it, because they don't want him to be great for any reason whatsoever, which is a shame, because if you want your team to be great, you want your quarterback to be great, people don't want that. It is what it is, though. Moving on, another person, another little group of the fan base, I'm about to hurt their feelings, is the Devontae Freeman people. Now, I love Free, don't get me wrong, but today we did not miss him, not a bit. Not a lick. So, those of you that were upset about the possibility that Free may get traded instead of Coleman at the end of the season, Coleman is the future back in Atlanta. He showed it today. Ito Smith showed it today. We can unload Free's contract and move forward without the man. I'm sorry. In a perfect world, we get to keep both. But today, we did not miss him, not one bit. And that cannot be argued against. There's no arguing that. Quick talk about the defense. I did not like what we saw in the fourth quarter defensively. We almost let Carolina back in it, trying to play soft, trying to force them to run some clock off. And anytime you do that, all it takes is one missed tackle, and the next thing you know, it's a ball game again. And that's exactly what we had. What should have been a done deal in the final 4 minutes became almost a nail-biter. With a shot to go to overtime. And we can't have that. I don't understand going to the prevent defense ever. I just don't. I believe that all 60 minutes of the game, you should be pressuring the QB. You should be covering hard. You should be doing everything in the world, not leaving things open in the middle of the field so that people run clock down. You want to get the ball back. You want to crush them. You want to kill their hopes and dreams. You want to take their souls. For all 60 minutes of the game. Y'all can slap hands later and talk about where you're going to go eat while your homeboy from college is still in town after the game. you know, you can try to help him feel bad about the loss later. So, anyway, great game on my birthday. Matt Ryan played with fire. Calvin Ridley, we saw him emerge today, what we thought we were going to see. And that happened today. It's a new era in Atlanta. All it took was Matt Ryan to Ridley, and everything took off. And I hope they keep that momentum up. I hope we're seeing a genuine turnaround in the offense. Looked real good. Looked really good. Defense just needs to tighten up a little bit. And I'll admit, before the game, I was terrified because we were missing Debo and we were missing Neal. And you know what? Next man up. They played well. KZ, I love you, man, but you can't be doing that no more. You can't be doing that, KZ. We need you on the field. We know you're a headhunter. We know you're a buster. All right? You can't do that, man. You can't do that. We need you on the field. All right? Atlanta's got you, just like we got Allen. You know what? You can't do nothing for us if you're not on the field, son. So, no more putting that helmet down and going after people when they've given up. You got to let that go, man. You got to let that go. We know how hard you can hit. You don't have to prove nothing to us now. Okay? We know who you are. We got you. So, anyway, Falcons fam, unintentional grounders. Hopefully, I don't have a name for people that follow the Vanilla Falcon. But the Vanilla Falcon has moved. I'm not going to talk any about the move here. But the Vanilla Falcon now is on his own YouTube channel. This is where all my Vanilla Falcon stuff will happen. Like I said, though, quick video today. Doing it straight from my phone. Not doing it from any kind of camera in my bedroom with the professional mic. Unscripted. Just going off the cuff. Because I got things to do, y'all. But I wanted to reach out to you. Let you know that the Vanilla Falcon is still here. I'll catch y'all later.